Good morning. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Glasgow, and this morning I am starting my day with a COVID test because that's how it works. Every day we have to do a COVID test and show the results to get into the blue zone. We're now in our second week of COP26, and the question is, what have we achieved? What's happened? Where are we going? Have we managed to save the world? And to be honest, it can be a little bit hard to tell because there is so much going on at the same time, and it can be really confusing to work out what it all means, what the big picture is. I have been going to trade union events every day. There are a number of events every single day. If you wanted to attend every event that there is, you wouldn't be able to.
We all know that employers and big developers, employers out there, don't have a social conscience. They don't have a social conscience. What they're doing is they'll drive it down to the biggest profit that they can make, and it'll go, as we've said, to that free marketplace.
There are sector-specific events, events related to trade unions and gender, trade unions and young people, trade unions and the rise of the far right, and all of it related to climate change and just transition and the need for us to work together to build a better world.
40 years of privatisation and marketisation has led to broken communities, economic inequality and environmental injustice on a planetary scale. We need a just transition based on full employment, high quality public services and unionised jobs. So we want clear support for just transition, human and labour rights in the core of the Glasgow Agreement and in the decisions on Article 6 and response measures. We want countries to step up their 2030 NDCs in line with a 1.5-degree trajectory before the conclusion of the 2023 global stocktake. We want guarantees from the rich countries to deliver the climate finance that they promised in 2009. This shameful situation must end. And we also want more money for climate adaptation and a finance mechanism for loss and damage. And the people are waking up to our government's lack of action. Outside these fences, we've seen striking cleansing workers join hands with the youth climate strikers.
However, I am cautiously optimistic, as are many of the other trade union delegates who are here, because we feel that the negotiations are going quite well. It seems that our political leaders learned from the COVID crisis that existential threats need to be taken seriously, that everyone dying is not good for the economy. And as a result, there seems to be a greater commitment to making real change at this COP. What the trade unions are most excited about is, firstly, the large amounts of money which have been committed to decarbonising the economy, both in the developed and the developing world. If this money is used well, it means that we can create many hundreds of thousands and even millions of good green union jobs and have an opportunity to reindustrialize our economies. And the other commitment that is really important is the commitment to just transition principles, which was made by around 30 countries last week, and those countries include the US, Canada, the UK, the European Commission and a number of individual countries in the European Union, and they have committed to applying just transition principles to all their funding. So if they fund decarbonisation in the developing country, it has to respect just transition principles.
Indeed, the South African partnership is founded in a good framework. There is a national jobs plan. It's been negotiated for a just recovery through NEDLAC, their National Social Dialogue structure. There's now a work and community impact study from ESCOM, the utility that is responsible for shifting the country from coal. And now there are negotiations with unions for an aligned plan for jobs in the company and for communities with those affected. That's a model. we need to emulate everywhere.
We are, although very cautious and about the model, how the financial model is going to be like, as well as how this funding is going to be used. We are cautious of any form of corruption, any form of mismanagement of this funding. So we will be having a close look at it and hopefully have a just and inclusive transition.
Trade unions have had a really strong voice here. We were part of the Trade Union Workers Bloc on the 6th of November. On Saturday, there was a big demonstration in Glasgow with 100,000 people all demanding climate justice. And we feel that our voices have been heard.
And when we join together, the ordinary people who care about the future of our planet, the climate activists, the Indigenous communities, the anti-racist movement, the feminists, young people, trade unionists, and all of us, we are more powerful than you can dare to imagine. So heed our demands, because we are the many and you are the few. Thank you.